As a brain surgeon, there is something I often wish people over the age of 60 heard more often during their medical appointments. Many individuals believe that waking up around 3 o'clock in the morning is simply part of getting older or the result of everyday stress. But from a neurological perspective, that explanation is incomplete. In many cases, these early morning awakenings are linked to a surge of cortisol, the body's main stress hormone, occurring at the wrong time of night. Cortisol normally follows a daily rhythm. It should remain low while you sleep and then gradually rise in the early morning to help you wake up feeling alert. However, as the body ages, the adrenal system that regulates this rhythm can become less stable. When that happens, cortisol may spike suddenly in the middle of the night. Instead of allowing the brain to remain in deep restorative sleep, the hormone pushes the nervous system into a state of alertness, almost as if the body believes it needs to respond to a threat. Research has shed light on how common this pattern can be. Investigators at the University of Colorado observed that individuals who frequently wake around 3 in the morning often have nighttime cortisol levels significantly higher than average. From a clinical perspective, the hormonal pattern resembles the stress response seen in trauma patients, except it is happening quietly during sleep. Over time, these repeated awakenings can reduce the amount of deep sleep the brain receives, and studies from Harvard have shown that fragmented sleep can affect memory consolidation, increase inflammation, and contribute to faster cognitive aging. This helps explain why many older adults describe the same experience. They wake suddenly, often with racing thoughts or an unexplained sense of alertness. Some notice a tight feeling in the chest or an inability to fall back asleep. It can feel confusing and frustrating, especially when the person believes they are otherwise healthy. What is important to understand is that the brain is not intentionally working against you. In many cases, it is reacting to signals related to energy balance and hormonal rhythm. After 60, the systems that regulate cortisol and blood sugar can become more sensitive to nutritional cues. Certain foods may aggravate nighttime stress signals, while others appear to help calm them and support more stable sleep cycles. Fortunately, nutrition research has begun to identify specific foods that may help regulate nighttime cortisol levels. When chosen carefully and consumed at the right time in the evening, these foods can support the brain's natural sleep rhythm and help reduce those sudden awakenings. In this discussion, we will explore 5 foods that may help lower nighttime cortisol for older adults. Interestingly, the second food on that list has been studied for its ability to reduce nighttime cortisol significantly in clinical settings and has shown promising results in improving uninterrupted sleep. Before continuing, I'd like to ask you something. If you often wake around 3 in the morning, how many nights per week does it happen? Feel free to share your experience in the comments. I read many of them, and hearing these patterns helps us understand how common this issue really is. Let's begin with the 5th food on the list, a simple combination that works through several pathways in the body: Greek yogurt with ground flax seeds. Greek yogurt is particularly interesting because of its probiotic content. These beneficial bacteria interact with the nervous system through what scientists call the gut-brain axis. This connection allows signals from the digestive system to influence how the brain regulates stress and emotion. When probiotic foods are consumed regularly, they can help support the production of calming neurotransmitters, including one known as GABA. This chemical acts as a natural braking system for the nervous system, helping slow excessive stress signaling. Scientific observations support this connection. In a study conducted at UCLA, individuals who regularly consumed probiotic yogurt showed measurable changes in brain regions associated with emotional regulation and stress response. These findings suggest that the microbes in fermented foods may influence how the brain processes stress signals. When ground flax seeds are added to the yogurt, the combination becomes even more supportive for nighttime balance. Flax seeds provide alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that can influence inflammatory pathways and help regulate stress hormone activity. They also contain lignans and fiber that support steady blood sugar levels overnight. This stability is important because sudden drops in blood glucose during sleep can trigger cortisol release, which may contribute to those early morning awakenings. Preparing this snack correctly makes a difference. A common approach is to combine about 3/4 of a cup of full-fat plain Greek yogurt with 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flax seeds, roughly 1 hour before bedtime. Grinding the seeds is important because whole flax seeds often pass through the digestive system without being fully absorbed. The natural fat in full-fat yogurt slows digestion slightly, allowing nutrients to be released gradually during the night. If a little sweetness is desired, a small teaspoon of raw honey can be added. Its natural sugars may help transport tryptophan toward the brain, which supports the production of sleep-related neurotransmitters. Choosing plain yogurt without added sugars is important, since excessive sugar before bed can disrupt blood glucose balance and potentially increase cortisol. Timing also plays a role. Eating this mixture too close to bedtime may cause mild digestive discomfort for some individuals, so allowing about 60 to 90 minutes before sleep often works best. The yogurt should have a thick, creamy consistency, since higher protein concentration helps provide a more sustained release of amino acids throughout the night. While this combination can be surprisingly helpful, the next food we will discuss appears to influence cortisol even more strongly according to several clinical observations. Before we move on, if you find information like this helpful, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. In the next section, we will look at the food that researchers have identified as one of the most effective natural supports for calming nighttime cortisol levels in older adults. As we continue exploring foods that may help regulate nighttime cortisol and reduce those frustrating early morning awakenings, the next option combines 2 elements that sleep researchers have studied for their calming effects on the nervous system. Food number 4 is tart cherry juice combined with magnesium. Tart cherries are one of the rare natural foods that contain measurable amounts of melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating the body's sleep-wake cycle. But melatonin is only part of the story. Tart cherries also provide plant compounds known as polyphenols and anthocyanins, which help reduce inflammatory signals in the body. Since inflammation can stimulate cortisol production, reducing it may support a calmer hormonal environment during the night. Research has highlighted this effect. In a study conducted at Louisiana State University, older adults who consumed about 8 ounces of tart cherry juice daily experienced notable improvements in sleep duration. On average, participants slept longer and showed measurable reductions in nighttime cortisol levels. The mechanism appears to involve tryptophan metabolism. Tart cherries help increase the availability of tryptophan in the brain, which the body converts into serotonin and later into melatonin. Because melatonin and cortisol work in opposite directions within the circadian rhythm, increasing melatonin naturally helps suppress nighttime cortisol. When magnesium is added to this drink, the effect may become even more supportive. Magnesium is a mineral deeply involved in nervous system regulation. It plays a key role in maintaining the function of GABA receptors in the brain, receptors that help calm neural activity and promote relaxation. Unfortunately, magnesium deficiency becomes more common with age, and inadequate levels may make it harder for the brain to quiet itself at night. For many people over 60, ensuring adequate magnesium intake may help stabilize the nervous system and reduce excessive nighttime stress signaling. A practical way to prepare this drink is to use pure tart cherry juice without added sugars or artificial ingredients. About 8 ounces of juice can be mixed with roughly 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate powder approximately 90 minutes before bedtime. Magnesium glycinate is often chosen because it is well absorbed and tends to be gentler on the digestive system compared with other forms. Some people prefer to drink it at room temperature rather than cold, since very cold beverages can occasionally stimulate the nervous system in sensitive individuals. If the flavor is too tart, a small amount of warm water can be added to soften the taste without diluting the beneficial compounds too much. Timing is important with this combination. Drinking it too early in the evening may reduce its effectiveness during the hours when cortisol commonly rises. Consuming it too close to bedtime, however, may increase the chance of needing to wake during the night. Allowing roughly 90 minutes gives the body time to absorb the nutrients and begin the hormonal cascade that supports deeper sleep. Choosing high-quality juice also matters. Tart cherry juice made from Montmorency cherries is often used in sleep research because this variety contains particularly high levels of melatonin-related compounds. Even so, while this drink can be helpful, the next food works in a different way by addressing cortisol regulation through nutrition and metabolic stability. Food number 3 is wild-caught salmon paired with sweet potato. This combination provides a powerful nutritional foundation for hormonal balance during the night. Wild-caught salmon is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA and EPA. These fats play a role in regulating inflammation and may influence how the adrenal glands produce stress hormones. Research from Ohio State University has shown that individuals who increased their intake of omega-3 fatty acids experienced reduced cortisol responses to stress and lower baseline cortisol levels. Salmon also provides vitamin D, a nutrient that becomes increasingly important with age. Many adults over 60 have lower vitamin D levels, and this deficiency has been associated with disrupted sleep patterns and irregular cortisol rhythms. Pairing salmon with sweet potato introduces another important element: complex carbohydrates. These carbohydrates help support stable blood sugar levels throughout the night. When blood sugar drops too low during sleep, the body may release cortisol as a way to raise glucose levels. A balanced evening meal that includes complex carbohydrates can help prevent these sudden drops. Sweet potatoes also contain beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A. This nutrient participates in maintaining healthy circadian rhythm signals, supporting the body's natural sleep cycle. For best results, this meal is typically eaten as dinner rather than a late-night snack. A portion of about 4 to 6 ounces of wild-caught salmon provides a meaningful amount of omega-3 fatty acids. Wild varieties are often preferred because they tend to contain higher omega-3 levels than farm-raised fish. The salmon can be seasoned with turmeric and black pepper before baking. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound known for its anti-inflammatory properties, and black pepper enhances curcumin absorption in the body. The sweet potato is ideally baked whole with the skin on, since many of its nutrients are concentrated near the skin. Adding a small amount of healthy fat, such as grass-fed butter or coconut oil, can help slow the absorption of glucose and provide additional anti-inflammatory benefits. Portion size matters. A medium sweet potato is usually sufficient to stabilize blood sugar without causing digestive discomfort. Some people also enjoy adding a light sprinkle of cinnamon, which has been studied for its potential effects on improving insulin sensitivity. Equally important is the timing of this meal. Eating dinner about 3 to 4 hours before bedtime allows digestion to occur before sleep, while ensuring that the nutrients remain active in the body during the early morning hours, when cortisol often rises. This nutritional combination can be very supportive for nighttime hormonal balance. However, the next food on the list works even more rapidly on calming the nervous system and reducing nighttime stress signals. As we move closer to the most powerful strategies for calming nighttime cortisol, the next option combines several compounds that influence the nervous system directly. Food number 2 is chamomile tea combined with raw honey and L-theanine. Chamomile has been used for centuries as a calming herbal tea, but modern research has begun to explain why it works. One of its key compounds is apigenin, a plant flavonoid that interacts with receptors in the brain associated with relaxation. These receptors are involved in regulating anxiety signals and nervous system activity. When apigenin binds to them, it can promote a sense of calm and help the brain shift away from stress signaling. This effect is particularly helpful for people experiencing fragmented sleep. In research involving older adults, chamomile extract has been associated with improvements in sleep quality and reductions in nighttime restlessness. Scientists believe part of this benefit comes from its ability to calm overactive stress responses that may otherwise elevate cortisol. Adding a small amount of raw honey to chamomile tea serves more than a flavor purpose. During the night, the brain relies on a steady supply of glucose to support the production of neurotransmitters involved in sleep regulation. A modest amount of natural honey provides gentle glucose support without causing a sharp blood sugar spike. This can help stabilize nighttime metabolism and support melatonin production. Raw honey also contains small amounts of enzymes and naturally occurring compounds that may assist the body in processing nutrients related to sleep regulation. The third component in this combination is L-theanine, an amino acid most commonly associated with green tea. L-theanine is known for promoting relaxation without sedation. One of its most interesting effects is its influence on brainwave activity. Studies have shown that it can increase alpha brain waves, the same pattern often observed during calm, meditative states. At the same time, L-theanine appears to help moderate stress signaling in the brain, which may contribute to lower cortisol activity at night. A simple way to prepare this drink is to steep chamomile tea in hot water for several minutes, allowing the beneficial compounds to infuse fully. Once the tea cools slightly to a warm temperature, a tablespoon of raw honey can be stirred in. Around 200 milligrams of L-theanine powder can then be added, which dissolves easily and typically has little flavor. Drinking this mixture about 45 minutes before bedtime allows time for the compounds to be absorbed and begin influencing the nervous system before sleep begins. Some people enjoy adding a small squeeze of lemon juice for flavor and additional vitamin C, which participates in various hormone regulation processes. The temperature of the tea should be warm but comfortable, not extremely hot. Warm beverages tend to promote relaxation, while very hot drinks may stimulate the body instead of calming it. For individuals sensitive to drinking liquids close to bedtime, the tea can be prepared in a smaller, more concentrated portion while keeping the same proportions of ingredients. In addition to the biochemical effects, the simple act of preparing and sipping a warm herbal drink often becomes a calming ritual that signals to the brain that it is time to wind down. Yet even this soothing combination is not the most powerful option on the list. The number one food combination that has attracted attention for supporting cortisol balance and sleep regulation involves a traditional preparation known as golden milk, enhanced with 2 additional ingredients. Number 1 is ashwagandha-infused golden milk with black seed oil. Ashwagandha is an adaptogenic herb used for centuries in traditional medicine. Adaptogens are substances believed to help the body regulate its response to stress. Modern research has focused on how ashwagandha influences the HPA axis, the system involving the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, and adrenal glands that controls stress hormone production. In individuals experiencing chronic stress or disrupted sleep, this system can become overactive, producing cortisol at times when it should remain low. Studies examining standardized ashwagandha extracts have shown that regular use may help reduce cortisol levels and improve subjective sleep quality. Golden milk serves as an effective base for delivering ashwagandha. Traditionally, golden milk is made from warm milk blended with turmeric and other spices. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound known for its anti-inflammatory properties. Because inflammation can influence stress signaling in the body, reducing it may indirectly support more stable cortisol rhythms. Golden milk often also includes spices such as ginger, cinnamon, and a small amount of black pepper. Black pepper is particularly important because it enhances the absorption of curcumin dramatically. These spices contribute additional antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compounds that support overall metabolic balance. The final component in this combination is black seed oil, derived from black cumin seeds. This oil contains a compound called thymoquinone, which has been studied for its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Some preliminary research suggests it may also support neurotransmitter balance and overall sleep quality. Preparing this drink can become a calming evening routine. A cup of milk, either dairy or full-fat coconut milk, can be gently warmed until steaming but not boiling. Turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, and a small pinch of black pepper are whisked into the milk, allowing the spices to infuse. Once the mixture cools slightly, a measured portion of ashwagandha powder can be stirred in, followed by a teaspoon of raw honey for flavor. Just before drinking, a small amount of black seed oil can be added. Drinking this warm mixture about an hour before bedtime allows the body time to absorb the compounds and begin shifting toward a more relaxed state. The warmth of the drink itself also encourages activation of the parasympathetic nervous system, the branch responsible for rest and recovery. Many people find that turning the preparation of this drink into a bedtime ritual, lowering the lights, slowing down activities, and taking a few minutes to relax while sipping it, can amplify its calming effect. It is important to remember that improving sleep patterns often requires consistency. While some individuals may notice benefits quickly, the full effect of nutritional and herbal strategies typically develops over time as the body's rhythms stabilize. Most importantly, addressing those early morning awakenings is about more than simply sleeping longer. Restorative sleep supports memory, emotional balance, immune health, and overall quality of life, especially after the age of 60. If you frequently wake around 3 in the morning, consider introducing one of these evening foods into your routine and observe how your body responds. Gradually experimenting with supportive habits like these may help restore a calmer nighttime rhythm. And if you found this information helpful, consider subscribing to the channel for more science-based insights on maintaining health, energy, and mental clarity as we age. Thank you for watching.